I came to the skate park today with like one common goal in mind, and that is to like learn new tricks. I'm obviously gonna like warm up and run through my like routine tricks that I always do just to like feel good on my board. But today I just wanna like try to learn some new tricks that I've never done before. That's one of my favorite parts about skateboarding. There's so many good parts about it, but that's one of them, is that the list of tricks that you can learn is freaking infinite. I don't even think there's a single person that even has like a rough idea of how many tricks actually exist in skateboarding, but for sure it's over 100,000. So most days when I step on a board, I at least try to do one trick that I've never done before. And most days I don't even do that. Sometimes it's like trial and error, and then when I finally do land that new trick, it's super rewarding. And the first, how do I say it, I guess more advanced trick I thought I would try today was gonna be front blunt big spin. But as you could tell, this ended up being a battle that took so long that by the time I finally landed one, my phone was at 2%, which meant one thing, that this video was gonna take a lot longer than one day to film. So it's a brand new day, and I'm back at the skate park for more. And yesterday I went home pretty frustrated, and I spent the better half of last night trying to think of ways that I could make this goal that I have of learning new tricks and progressing further at skateboarding a little bit easier for myself. And I thought of a couple different things. Number one, I'm going to have to step out of my comfort zone. If I'm going to be learning new tricks or combinations of tricks that I've never done before, I'm gonna have to get back into the state of mind that I had when I was learning all of the tricks that I could do now. And that is to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And number two, I'm gonna have to stay motivated. So it took me a little bit, but I think I may have a solution. So as corny as it may sound, I actually thought to have this little notebook here. And inside the notebook, I wrote my current age and the date that I'm starting this challenge, and it's a list of personal MBDs, tricks I've never landed before. This way, over the course of like the next 6 months or year or however long I choose to do this, when I do land something new, I'll just write down the trick that was done and the date right next to it. I could see how many I've done, and I can even see when the last day was that I learned a new trick. Kind of nerdy, and I would write front blunt big spin down on that list, but unfortunately, that's not the first time I've done that trick. I'm just not very consistent with it at all. Clearly. But hopefully today is different. So I'm just gonna like skate around and continue to warm up and see if any tricks end up feeling extra good today. Earlier, I was doing fakie 5-0 grinds, and those were feeling pretty good today, so maybe I could do something with that. I have done tricks out of fakie 5-0 before, like I've done fakie 5-0 fakie flip, fakie 5-0 half cab, and fakie 5-0 front shove. But I've never done fakie 5-0 back shove. So maybe today would be a good day to figure that out. If I could hold the fakie 5-0 right, I know it's just gonna come down to like figuring out how much of a kick I gotta give to the fakie shove, and I'm assuming it's not that much. So hopefully that's within reach today.
Oh, yeah. Did you get it? I got one. Hell yeah. It was really sloppy, but hey. At least you got one in the tank.
Turns out it is within reach, but that one was sloppy. I needed to redo it, and I did perfectly, but my phone overheated and shut off. So I had to do another one, and after a few more tries, I ended up getting the one that I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah. That was it.
And to top it off, I got to add my first trick to my personal list of MBDs. Look, I even put the date there.
So I absolutely want to add more tricks to this list before this episode's over. And I'm going to continue to like add tricks to this list for the next year, just so I can like track my own progress and see how far I've came. And today I actually was kind of thinking like I do a lot of front boards, and I also do a lot of front board body varials, and I can do kickflip front boards too. But I've never actually combined those two tricks to do like a kickflip front board body varial out. So what better day than today? I started by warming up on kickflip front boards into the rail, kind of just like flipping in and tapping the very end of the rail. And I did a few of those, and by a few I mean like several. It took several before I felt comfortable enough to flip into the rail, more so like at the beginning of it. But once I did flip in earlier, I actually noticed that it was a lot easier to throw the body varial out. So after a few flips into the beginning of the rail, the body varial out kind of just happened naturally and landed right underneath of me. But obviously that one was pretty sloppy, so I tried it a few more times and got one that I was happy with. Trick number 2 to the personal list of MBDs. And this little black book, like as corny as it sounds, it is going to keep me motivated. It's like making it really fun because now it's like a game. For example, like I skate every single day. And when I do skate, my number 1 priority is that I have as much fun as I possibly can. So it's really easy for me to get distracted because it is more fun for me to just cruise around and go fast and do the tricks that I know I'm gonna land, or at least that I know I'm gonna land within a couple tries, versus like sitting down and trying the same things 100 times before I roll away from it once. Obviously, it's more fun to land tricks than it is to not land tricks. But now it's like I'm collecting Pokemon, you know? Like I finally land a new trick for the first time. I get to like write it down in my little Pokédex of tricks. And obviously I want to catch them all. So the goal today is to land a few more new tricks. Maybe one, maybe more than one. There's only 2. There's like a couple tricks on the list right now. And neither one of those was really like a huge battle for me to land, though I better watch my words carefully because I'm sure one of these tricks is gonna serve me up real good sooner than later. But they were both like kind of techie ledge tricks, and there's all sorts of tricks out there that I haven't even ever bothered to learn, but like I know that I could do. And some of them are just like fun ramp tricks. So I figured I'd knock a few of those out of the way today too. And learning how to sweeper was one of those tricks. It's like fun, it's pretty easy to learn. One of those dorky tricks, you know? I just like never bothered learning it, but now that I did, I am going to end up doing it all the time. But another trick I had on my mind, and I've kind of like had it on my mind for a few days now, is blunt kickflip. Like blunt stall kickflip out on a quarter pipe. I have this weird relationship with blunt fakies. When I was really young, we used to get along super well. And then when I was an adolescent, we had this huge falling out because when I was younger, I made the big no-no mistake of like every time I would do a blunt fakie, I would put my weight directly on top of the ramp instead of keeping my weight in the transition, like inside of the ramp. So anytime I do it, I'd just clip and eat shit. And it wasn't until I got older that I realized like, oh yeah, just keep your body weight in the ramp and it's no problem. And then like, you know, back blunts and front blunts come along so easily. But blunt kickflip was one that I like never bothered trying, I guess because of that fear of hanging up. And I could do kickflip fakies really well. So I feel like there's no reason for me not to learn this trick anymore.
Bitches.
Blunt kickflip fakie, first timer over here. So yeah, that one felt really good. They all usually do feel pretty good. And for real, I do wonder how long it's gonna take me to actually like fill up this first page. There are a lot of lines left there. But on the bright side, there's even more tricks to fill up those lines with, so big plus. Let me bring you guys inside my house, show you a little bit of like what my life has been like lately. Every single wall is empty in my home. Everything's packed up in boxes like this. Most of it's just like gonna get donated, and this is kind of like more of the pile of things I'm bringing with me and the bicycles. If you guys follow my channel, like I've been telling you for a little while now, I am moving, and I am moving on Saturday. I'm moving to Missouri. I'm moving in with my girlfriend. And the craziest part about it is literally 4 days after I get there, I'm hopping on a plane and I'm flying back to California for the Madrid Skateboards video premiere for Momentum. That's on July 20th. It's at OC Ramps in Santa Ana, California, and it's gonna be a really fun event. It's like much more than just a video premiere. There's gonna be food, there's gonna be bevs, there's gonna be music. There is gonna be a Cash for Tricks contest too. It's sponsored by a company called Wax Brands, and they are putting up $3,000 for Cash for Tricks. And anyone and everyone can compete in that Cash for Tricks and attend the event, so come through and say hi. And to answer everybody's questions, yeah, I did cut my hair because lots of people just think I'm prettier with shorter hair, so I fell victim to the peer pressure. Don't be like me, dude. Keep your long hair. Don't care about their opinions. Know that the only fact of the matter is that you look frickin' awesome, man. Or get outside and go skate.